All right, let's get into Neptune. Okay, so Neptune, no solid surface on Neptune. Bummer. Fastest winds in the whole solar system, which is kind of weird, I think. Like, why, right? No one's sure. So, how might that impact somebody astrologically if they have the planet of Neptune, right? And it has the fastest winds? Would that mean that they can like change really quickly, or I don't know, or like more energy of air, like intellectual energy? Take it however you want. So Neptune has 14 different moons, six narrow rings. Again, kind of like Uranus, you can't really see the rings. They're very faint. Orbits the sun takes a very long time, especially like from our vantage point. So 164 Earth years. I would imagine nobody living at this moment has seen a Neptune return, but what do I know? I'm just a girl. Anyway, vivid blue color due to an unidentified atmospheric gas. So they're like, why is it blue? Probably some gas. That's all they got. Emits two times the energy that it receives from the sun. So if you want to like think about that a little bit deeper, if it takes the energy of the sun, but it gives out two times that same energy. That's beautiful, I think. That's really intense and really, really cool. Like, how does it do that? I don't know. Obviously, I am not a planetary scientist, but if I were, I would probably study how Neptune does that because that's probably a pretty big deal, generally speaking, but whatever. All right. Maybe I should go back. No, that's a lot of school for what purpose, but whatever. If you've already done it or that's like your path, great. But whatever. Great dark spot. So you'll see that right there, the great dark spot. What happens there? Again, no one's really sure. This is really far out, guys. This is a very far out planet, so we're not entirely sure exactly what happens there. And it likely has a liquid iron core to it. So this also has a slushy core, but nobody was surprised that Neptune had a slushy core. Were you surprised that Saturn does? Maybe a little bit, but Neptune, nobody's shocked. No, but I do think the most interesting thing is that it has the fastest winds in the solar system and that it emits two times the energy it receives from the sun. That's pretty crazy. All right. So I apologize that this image sucks, but it's kind of a cool image. It shows us a little bit more of the like great dark spot here, a little bit more of the rings of Neptune. Okay, so Neptune within astrology then, this is the glyph, which I think this is a very interesting glyph. If you do any research into like Poseidon or like pitchforks or anything like that, I think that that's fascinating, especially since Poseidon was associated with Neptune back in the Disney. All right. Anyway, so Neptune, I'm never gonna say that again. I apologize. All right, so Neptune has to deal with our intuition. It can also get into idealism though, like, oh, things should be like this, or everybody should be in love. It's like, yeah, it should be, shut up. Like that's just not reality. So sometimes it takes us away from reality, which can be good, right, in certain circumstances. But if it gets like too far out of reality, that's when people can deal with things like addictions or escaping reality type things. Neptune is very much like idols, so like any like celebrity worship would likely fall under Neptunian energy and rule. Unity, so like collective consciousness and collective unity can be this. Don't get me wrong, the beautiful parts of Neptune are fucking beautiful. It's just like getting everybody on the same page at the same time to experience that energy is, I don't even know if we can. Like realistically, that'd be great, but I don't know. All right. Maybe that's a little idealistic, right? So, dreams, like the dreams you have, but also the dreams like you aspire to can be seen here as well. Almost in the fact of though of like dreams. Like if I'm sitting here as a 35-year-old, like I want to be an astronaut, like that's probably not gonna happen, right? Because I would have to go back and do a bunch of shit. I don't even know how old like you might age out by the time you even get there. So like certain dreams can just be dreams and that's okay. But like sometimes it gives people something to dream about. for sure. So create or like daydreams could easily fall under this category as well of Neptunian energy. Creativity, very creative people with Neptunian rule. Oftentimes because they are pulling things from different dimensions, different timelines, different realities, even depending. Spiritual revolution can be found with this energy, universal love, sensitivity in general, or like spiritual awareness, or just like being sensitive to other energies, like ESP, extrasensory perception. If you have not yet, I need you to stop what you're doing. I mean, do whatever you want, but go to Amazon Prime and watch the movie Third Eye Spies. It is about ESP, extrasensory perception, and how the government studied it. Fascinating, fucking fascinating. And if you're watching this, you'll definitely be into that. So it's called Third Eye Spies. I know it's on Amazon Prime, but I'm not sure where else it is. All right. Addictions can fall under Neptunian energy, confusion. So like typically, for example, like if you're talking to or like trying to date like somebody that has Pisces placements, it might just be like, what's going on? Like just confused, right? Like not direct. Um, Let's see, anxiety can fall under this as well. Self-sacrificing behavior, lack of boundaries, and also obsessions can fall under this energy. Um, the self-sacrifice, especially, I think we see that a lot with Neptunian energy, like you understand what self-sacrifice is. I don't have to explain it, but lack of boundaries, that's another really, really huge thing for these people. Usually some very challenging lessons they have to learn in order to be like, okay, I do need to put up boundaries because they tend to have like an idealistic view of others then too. So like I have Pisces, which Neptune rules in my seventh and eighth house. So I had to learn a lot of these really hard lessons because I was like, everybody is, the same as me. Everybody loves everybody, everybody. And it's like, no, that's not true. Because some of these bitches are crazy. And you know what I mean? Like they really, not just women, men, I call men bitches too. So I don't discriminate. But yeah, so there's a lot of crazy energy that comes with Neptunian energy. It can be beautiful, but can also come off as like very naive when you expect others to be on the same vibration as you and they're just not. They might be in the lower parts of Neptunian energy, or who knows, they might be in like Plutonian energy or Saturnian energy or whatever, or a mix of all of it, like most of us are. So that's Neptune. All right. Next up, we got Pluto, and that is the last planet. Well, that's actually technically this was the last planet because Pluto's a dwarf planet.